Welcome back to another episode of the Katrina Johnson Show. So happy to have you with me today. Remember to subscribe, share the podcast, leave comments. I would love to hear from you guys. Also, you can follow me online at katrinajohnson.online or on Instagram at I am Katrina Johnson. I thank you again for joining me, and let's get into the show. I want to take a moment to speak with you about BetterHelp, a sponsor of the Katrina Johnson Show. You know I'm big on inspiring people to live their best lives, but sometimes we need a little more than words of inspiration. When mental health interferes with your daily routine and lifestyle, you need someone to confide in that can help you with sorting through your emotions. That's exactly what BetterHelp is all about. It's professional therapy done securely online and is available to clients worldwide. With BetterHelp, you can get your needs assessed and be matched with your own licensed professional therapist. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your therapist. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you won't have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy. It's more affordable than traditional offline therapy, and financial aid is available. Remember, living your best life begins with taking care of your mental health. BetterHelp, a sponsor of the Katrina Johnson Show, wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit betterhelp.com/KJ Show. That's BetterHelp, HELP, and join the over 500,000 people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. And here is a special offer for the Katrina Johnson Show listeners. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/KJ Show. Welcome back to another episode of the Katrina Johnson Show. I am so happy that you're with me today. I want to talk a little bit today about being self-accountable. I want to check in with you though. I want to find out, how are you? How is your new year going so far? January is over, and at the recording of this podcast, it is the end of the first week of February. How was your January? How is your February starting off? I can tell you that my January started off pretty good. I'm making a major change this year personally, and I'll share that maybe a little bit later about what that is, but that is something that has been a big thing in my life. There's been some changes on my day job that are, going to take some adjustments. But change is necessary when we talk about growth, right? If we want to grow in life, we have to be open to change. And I'm going to be honest with you. I was once of the mindset that I didn't like change too much. I like it when things are really nice and flowing and there's no interruptions. And I know I'm not the only one that has ever felt like that, but in all actuality, change is good. It's how we grow. So I'm no longer like that, because I understand that life is about change. In a perfect world, everything's perfect. We're sailing along. There's no bumps in the road. There are no valleys. Everything's on peak high, and it's just a perfect world. But unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world. So I have learned over the years to adjust to change. Sometimes there are things that happen where we're actually making the change, but then there are other times where, because of the community we're involved with, someone maybe in our family or someone on our job, wherever we are in a community of people, changes take place that we have no control over and no say so, about the matter. But we have to roll with the punches. We have to roll with the change. And like I said a little bit earlier, it's a good thing, right? I do know that being self-accountable is very important when it comes to change, or just any facet of your life, right? Any facet of your life. If you want to become a better person, if you want to go back to school, if you want to open that business, if you want to get a new job, if you want to become a parent, if you want to get married, you want to go into a relationship, it really doesn't matter what the situation is. We are going to have to prepare for those changes, for those things that we want to do. We are going to have to prepare for them. There are action steps that we will have to take in order to put ourselves in the position that we want to be in. Well, it is really nice, and it's a really good thing if you have accountability partners, right? If you have someone that's your accountability partner and they hold you accountable for your actions, that's great. But let's say you don't. Let's say you don't have an accountability partner. Then what you have to realize is that you are accountable for yourself. If there are changes that are taking place in your life that you have implemented, things that you want to do, you have to set the goals, you have to do the work. And if there's no one there to help you along the way, to check in with you to see if you're doing the things, you have to be accountable for yourself. When we make mistakes and we fall short for whatever reason, we have to be accountable for ourselves. I think that's very important, that people are self-accountable. It's like if you don't take accountability for the mistakes you've made and you want to blame someone else or look at it as though it's nothing because you're not wanting to face the music, you're not going to grow. You're not going to get too far in life, because until you come to that point where you are taking self-responsibility, being self-accountable for what you've done, you're going to repeat that over and over, because life is full of lessons and we want to learn from our mistakes, from our shortcomings. We want to learn. So being self-accountable is how we learn. It's how we don't repeat those same mistakes, right? Even when it comes to our goals. Again, we're at the top of the year. We're just entering the second month of the year. We've decided maybe at the end of last year or at the beginning of this year that there are some things we want to do. Well, we have to be accountable for our actions in getting to that point. For instance, I mentioned earlier, I've made a major decision that is going to take place on a personal level in my life this year. It is a very big step, right? And it is a very major decision, but I made the decision. And ever since I did at the top of the year, I have decided that I am going to keep that vision for that decision in my eyesight daily. And I do. So if I can help you out with something, if you got a goal, hopefully you've already written it down. And you'll want to look at that goal and reflect on it every day. Just reflect on it. Because we know that what we set our attention to, what we think about, we become. Okay? So you've got to keep your eyes on the prize. And so that is what I'm doing. That is being self-accountable to myself to get to that next level, right? I know that getting to the next level sometimes means that I can't say yes to everything. There are some things I'll have to say no to. But the reward is, in the end, I'll be able to say yes to more things once I have accomplished the main goal, right? So it's okay at the time to not do all the things, not go all the places, not participate in this, that, and the other, because I'm working on something, right? But there'll come a time, because I am prioritizing, where I'll have the free time to do those other things. That's being self-accountable. Everybody may not understand it when they invite you places or want you to do this or that, and you're saying no to that. They may think, oh, okay, they may take it personal. But hey, it's personal that you want to achieve some goals, right? And the goals that you have set forth for yourself will not get done unless you do them. And you are responsible for your actions. You are responsible for what you do in order to reach your goals. So it kind of sounds like this podcast is about reaching your goals and how to do it. And I guess maybe that's what it's all about. Maybe that's what I'm talking about. But the point is self-accountability. It covers a lot. And I'm just focusing right now on the fact that it's still the first of the year, and people want to always, I hope, improve along the way. Like, you want this year to be better than last year, right? You might look at last year, you might see some of the things you did and say, okay, I see where I messed up there. Well, how can I correct that and move forward? That's what I'm talking about. Self-accountability to reach your goals. Self-accountability when you goofed, messed up, missed the mark. Self-accountability. That is so important, and I don't think a lot of people take it seriously. And so a lot of people are stuck. They're just stuck in their life journey because they're not being self-accountable. And it's really big. It's a big thing to be self-accountable, because it is how we grow. And when you are self-accountable, your mindset is at a different level. Okay, because you're taking responsibility for who you are, what you are doing, and you're not looking to the next person to do the things for you. You are not looking for someone to pick up the pieces. And like I said earlier, you might have an accountability partner, but again, you can't depend on your accountability partner. People will flake on you from time to time, or maybe they're just not available. Ultimately, it is up to you to get the job done. It is up to you to be self-accountable for your actions. It is how you grow. And if you don't do it, if you are not doing the things in order to move forward and get to that next level, no matter what it is, then guess what? You're not going to get there. And guess what? There's no one to blame but you. So let this be an encouragement to focus on the things that are important to you. Give your energy to those things that are going to take you to that next level, that are going to help you reach the goals that you've set for yourself. And it's okay to say no to some things if they're not moving you in that direction that you need to go. It's perfectly fine to say no to some things so that you can get to the one thing that matters the most. I hope you got something out of this. And as always, stay inspired. Let's keep the conversation going by emailing me at Katrina
at katrinajohnson.online. That's Katrina at katrinajohnson.online. So grateful that you joined me on this episode. Remember, information plus inspiration equals transformation. And until next time, stay inspired.